Okay, so after 2 or 3 days of tinkering and trying to get the jitters out of these motors, I have finally gotten a stable output for my flywheels. That is in huge part to Virus. He's on Discord. He's been helping me out whenever I have questions. He pointed me in the direction of a project called Trifolium, which is someone else or some other people are working on in the community. And basically, I use ChatGPT to rip the drivers from the motors to my build. And so that's basically what I'm using. I will have to credit that, obviously, because there's no way I could do all of that myself. There was still some issues with like jittering and stuff like that, but I ended up smoothing it out, and I finally got something working on my program. So I now have 3 inputs. These are going to be the pre-trigger, which when you start pulling the trigger, that's the one that releases, that starts the flywheels. I also have the main trigger, which is just the one that you hit back here, and then the rev trigger, which is right here. So the only one that's required is the main one. These two are kind of optional. And then I also have my toggle switch here. This is a 3-position toggle switch that will change the profiles. And all of that's done. The next thing that's going to be, after I'm done basking in the glory of getting my flywheels running, is to get the solenoid running. And so there's a few different options I have. I can either run it directly with a MOSFET, or there's also a experimental thing on Trifolium where people are using one of these ESC outputs to drive an H bridge to actively not only extend it, but also actively like reverse the pull and pull it back in addition to the spring. So there's a few options that I have with the solenoid, and I need to look into that and get that operational. But once I have the solenoid running, then I can actually start on the logic of what happens when I actually hit these buttons, what's going on, and then I can move on to other things, which is using a nano to actually send signals to the Pico so that I can change the settings via the ESP32. So a lot of stuff going on, but I'm very happy that I have the flywheels running.